Hallelujah. Eshadala Henamale Abotenu. Abiababias Kababiako. Atakwados Weshamega Kwados Banushemega Lulabae. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord and to sing praise to thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night. Upon the instrument, 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with the sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy works. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works and thy thoughts are very deep. A foolish man knoweth not, none of the fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and all workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Lord, art most high forevermore. For though thy enemies, O Lord, for though thy enemies shall perish, all the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shall I exalt like the horn of a wild ox. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye also shall see my desire of my enemies, and my ears shall hear the desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall flow like the cedar of Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit with no age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Baruch Shemeka, Baruch Yebeneka, Baruch Torateka, Baruch Yushateka, El Shaddai Melech, El Shaddai Malach, El Shaddai Imlok Lolam Ma'eh, Baruch Shem Kabo Makuto Lolam Ma'eh, Baruch Kabo Lohim Min Kumo Melech Yedyo, Hallelujah, Lolam Ma'eh. First of all, I'd like to give honor and praise to the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, the great, mighty, revered God, the Most High God, who bestows loving kindness, possesses all things, who remembers the pious deeds of the patriarchs, the Most High, slow of anger, great in kindness, forgiving iniquity and transgressions, but who will by no means clear the guilty, visiting iniquities of fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation. The Most High's work is perfect for all his ways of justice, a God of faithfulness and without iniquity, just and right and see. May we see. Giving due respect and honor to my father, founder, leader of Bene Zakin Maccabees, Chief Eleazar, to the chief men, princes, mother in Israel, visitors, brothers and sisters, I say unto you, the tongue of my forefathers, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Genesis in Hebrew is Bar Mikvah, means in the beginning. The only book that gave us a description of how the world was created. I said the only book that gave us a description of how God created the earth. Where it came from and how long ago it happened. Okay? Now, we have to realize one thing. All human beings descends from two people. No matter what color you are, black, white, pink, yellow, we descend from two people, Adam and Eve. Okay? 1,600 years after was a global flood, and only 8 people survived. Now, why did God flood these people? Why did God flood the whole earth? Because the people began to get corrupt. We have corrupted ourselves. God don't corrupt you. You corrupt yourself by going against the order. We corrupt ourselves by going against the standards. We corrupt ourselves by going against the curriculum that God has set. So when we corrupt ourselves by going against God, now your thoughts is corrupt. Your opinions is corrupt. Your actions is corrupt. Everything about you becomes corrupt because your whole life has become corrupted. You corrupted yourself by going against the principles. That's right. See, these principles, these guidelines, and these principles and instructions, that's what Torah means. Torah means instructions. These are basic instructions from God, man. These are basic instructions from God of how to live, how to eat, what not to eat, what to accept, what not to accept, what to like, what not to like, who to love, what to hate, who to despise. That's all inside of this book. Now, when we go contrary to what God said to love, when we go contrary from what God said we should hate, when we go contrary from those things, that's when we become corrupted.
That's right.
Hate what God hates.
That's right.
Love what God loves. Honor and respect what God said to honor and respect. Then and only then your spirit can become more inclined towards righteousness because you're doing godly things. You're following the format that God has set.
Right.
You're following that ancient path. So now, Noah and his family was the only family that was saved. Why? Why did God save Noah? And this was the only person, it was the only man that God said this about. He said Noah was just in his generation. He was the best thing out. He was the best man out.
Best one out.
And you can be the best one out in these times,
Right.
which means you have to excel in righteousness.
Right.
And to excel in righteousness means don't take no chances.
Right.
We can't take chances because we don't have nobody here to explain this.
Right.
Ain't no teacher today and no camp got the inspiration of God to explain this. Nobody. That's why it's very important to follow the book. So now people say, oh, you shouldn't leave your house on Shabbat. You got to remember that we was in the wilderness, John. We were in the wilderness. So if we was not leaving our house on Shabbat, then why Jeremiah 17 said don't exit your house with a burden on the Shabbat? Why would Jeremiah 17 state not to leave your house on Shabbat with a burden if we wasn't leaving the house? Why was 2 Kings chapter 4?
Run it down.
Why was 2 Kings chapter 4 when that woman went to her husband and told her she's going to meet the prophet? Her husband told her it ain't new moon. He said, neither is it Shabbat. What is your reason for going to meet the prophets? Which means they gathered on those appointed times.
Yeah.
They congregated. They congregated.
As commanded.
As commanded. So explain that. See, so when you had certain things and you in limbo, the safest thing to do is stick to the book.
Won't be confused. Stick to the book.
People looking at you like you confused. You ain't confused. I ain't confused, brother. And I ain't confused over here.
That's right. That's right, bro.
Because we have to realize we confuse ourselves
right.
because of the works of our own hands.
That's right.
We confuse ourselves.
That's right, brother.
God don't confuse you. We confuse ourselves. And because of the direction that we have chose, now God feeds you according to the lust of your own heart because you refuse to change and become better.
Right.
You refuse to change. We refuse to change, man. few generations after was the building of the Tower of Babel. And Nimrod was the head. He was the head of that expedition.
Yeah.
This
That
man,
was his idea.
this man wanted to take over.
Take over.
He wanted to take over.
Cool.
So he built a tower to reach the heavens. And by him doing these things, the people followed. But God saw it and he said, man, these things that these people is doing
This is what they imagine.
is not right.
They're always one
He said,
man.
let me confuse their language. Now we have to realize one thing. When God confused the people's language, at that point in time, Nimrod already introduced to them sun worship.
Already.
This is why all religions derive and stem from sun worship. So when God confused their language, they all had to disperse and scatter. So once every man that dispersed and scattered took sun worship with them. That's why they all have a triad. They all have a trinity. There's a trinity with every nation.
Every nation.
Every nation. Egyptian had a trinity. Assyrians had trinity.
Babylon had
Canaanites, Babylon, Greece. All nation had a triad. Except for Israel.
Except for Israel.
Except for Israel.
That's right.
Except for the Hebrews. God looked at us and said, y'all special.
That's right.
God looked at us and said, y'all special.
Right.
And the only reason why I'm dealing with y'all in a special way is because of Abraham. He said, because Abraham did all my commandments.
Yeah.
Abraham did all my laws.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to prove to him nothing.
Yeah.
I had to show him nothing. All I did was command him and tell him, and he did it. And he did it. But we have to realize that belief is what triggers action.
It's action. That's right, brother.
Determining on the amount of belief that you have in God will determine how fervent you are with God's laws. You believe 100%, you're going to get 100% actions. You're going to get 100% works towards the laws of God. And you ain't going to play with you.
That's right.
You're not going to play with your life. We play with our lives too much and we take chances.
On a daily basis.
We take risks. But the reason why we take so much risk and chances is because we are not prudent.
That's right.
We have people that ball their heads and then tell you a reason why they ball their head.
Yeah.
Because it's growing uneven.
Madness.
Because patches started to fall out. So you bald and take everything off.
Yeah.
So do we really believe that God accept our excuse?
That's right, brother.
Okay, now you done shaved off all your head. When you gonna let it grow back?
They don't say shit.
You have no intentions on growing it back. So now I need to look in the mirror and say, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why am I not growing my hair back? We need to say that to ourselves. Talking about you shining, you duller. You dull as a blade. You dull as hell. You duller. Why? Because you keep going contrary from the laws of God. You ain't shining. You shining, you're going to do these laws. And you're not going to put yourself above God's laws. You're not going to put yourself above the laws of God and then come up with an excuse to break it. Damn fools. But we said we saved. Oh, I'm in the remnant. You ain't what remnant? God got his remnant already, people. We trying to crash the party. That's what we don't realize. He already have his elect already. We're trying to get chosen. See, to make the remnant, you got to be picked. God got to pick you. He said, nah, this guy here excelled in my laws. And he didn't take chances with my laws. He's one. Give me him. Oh, I see a female down there. I see qualities of a virtuous woman there. Okay, give me her. Oh, I see another one. Look at this child here. This child is growing up with some type of ferventness in him. Huh? Because he hearkened to to his father. You know why? Because children, you don't know God yet.
No.
You only know what I teach you. I said the children only know what the parents teach them.
That's correct.
When they reach a certain age, then they become aware of who God is. The Tower of Babel is in the middle of all people. It is in the middle, and all people migrated from that location. Right? So I'm going to ask you a question now. Where do races come from? Race. Right? Okay? Science proved that your child inherits 50% of the DNA of each of your parents. This is why it's very important of who you marry. Even today, it matters. We have to start picking fruits from the same tree, from the same stock. We can't look outside of our stock and think the fruit that comes from it is going to be pure. We cannot continue to look outside of our stock and think that the fruit that comes from it is going to be pure. Because we pick men and women outside of that stock, and the child come out with 50% of the DNA of each of their parents. Okay? Means you had 12.5% from your grandparents, 6.25% from your great-grandparents, and the percentage gets lesser and lesser. You hear that? I said the percentage gets lesser and lesser. This is why I'm going to say it now. There's no pure seed of no nation today. I said there is no pure seed of no nation today. There's no pure seed of no nation today.
Well mixed up.
We so mixed up, we don't even know who we are.
Still getting mixed.
Oh, I just checked my DNA of man, please go ahead with that.
DNA says you're mixed.
Go ahead with that. Go ahead with that. Please serve God. And the same person that's saying this foolishness, that he's this and he's the other. Come on, stop. This is why God deals with people according to how you live. This is why God deals with us according to our choices and how we live. What did you choose? What path are you taking? What type of life you decide to live? And God will deal with you accordingly, according to what you choose. Even though you don't know who you are, but you chose God, God will accept you. So we got to stop looking at people like they strangers and this and the other. You treat this one, the man's white, he come around, you treat him like, come on, man, we can't treat people like that. This book teaches us how to treat each other. Okay? Now, as you go back, right? Less and less as you go back. This is why God was against mingling the holy seed. I said, this is why God was against mingling the holy seed. Because every generation you get less DNA from your ancestors. I said, every generation you get less DNA from your ancestors. That's why it gets lower and lower. The conflict of race has no genetic basis. But the genes that explain the phenotypic, which means phenotypic, means the way things look. Differences between population only represents a tiny part of our genes, confirming that the concept of race from a genetic standpoint is abolished. You hear what I said? Is abolished. DNA technology proves that there aren't much differences from people across the world.
Right.
Hear this now. Adam and Eve was not white. Let's get that straight. Listen to that. Adam and Eve was not white. That skin color was a mutation. A broken gene, right, couldn't produce melanin.
Right.
It was a broken gene that couldn't produce melanin. If people are so different, you wouldn't be able to have organ transplant. Okay? Now listen to this now. This came over the news. 2 guys, 2 men, 1 black, 1 white. One needed a kidney transplant. They got tested and was found a match. A black man and a white man. Now, how can you have tissue transplant between 2 different people?
Blood is the same.
The blood is the same.
Color is different. Blood is the same.
That came over the news.
Same.
That's facts. So we got to stop. We got to stop.
They all come from the same
It's-
source.
Go ahead, time sheet. Exodus chapter 20. Exodus chapter 20.
Exodus chapter 20.
Uh-huh.
And God spake all these words, saying,
And God spake all these words, saying, these people is just meeting God.
introduction.
This is a straight up introduction of the God of Abraham towards millions of people that he just took out of Egypt.
Just took them out.
Because they cried and they cried out and they cried out. Why? Because they was being afflicted. There's nobody crying out now because we are at peace. We are comfortable. We are enjoying our life here.
Yeah.
Okay? We're comfortable with this. We're comfortable with this lifestyle.
It's accepted.
It's accepted. We have accepted this type of lifestyle. Why we accepted it? Because we haven't changed here yet.
Right. That's
We
why.
say we Hebrews, but in here, our mentality, how we think, we ain't Hebrews.
Only in name.
Only in name and only in name. Go ahead.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Okay.
Thou shalt have no other God.
Thou shalt have no other God before me. Huh? No other God before me. Right? Now, what does the word other mean? Akere. Akare. It means to go after. To go after means to be in agreement with, to follow, to resemble. Right? Now, yes, the Most High did make a separation of seed.
Yeah.
He did.
Yes, he did.
That's why he told us and he commanded us not to allow your son to marry their daughters and not to allow your daughters to marry their men, because their woman is going to turn the hearts of your sons away from serving God. You know how long this mixing been going on? You know how many years and generations that this mixing been going on? From back then.
The book is
From back here.
especially with Israel.
And God gave us a chance after we done migrated into Africa. We stayed there for years, hundreds of years before the transatlantic slave trade We went there and took on Hamitic customs. We became Africans. We became Hamites. We became Canaanites. We became Hivites. We became them. We became them. And what are we today? We ain't Hebrews. We ain't Israelites. We Americans. I said we Americans. Yeah, we Americans. All you got to know, whether this guy is a Hebrew or not, just reiterate a law that they disagree with.
That's bad, man.
Just say a law that he disagree with, and he gonna show you who he with. Just reiterate a law that she disagree with, and she gonna show you who you with, whether you a Hebrew or you a goddamn American. That's what God said. It's all according to what you agree with. Huh? To go after other gods means to be in agreement with, to follow, to resemble. Okay? To agree means what? To agree means you accept, which means we have to watch what we accept. Not everything we can accept because God don't accept it. Huh? Or to have the same view as. Huh? So if I accept you, I agree with your actions. I said, if I accept you, I agree with your actions that is against God. I said, I agree with your actions that is against God. Huh? I agree with your opinions, your feelings, and your purpose that is against God. To follow after other gods is when you are adhering to their practices. When you adhere to their beliefs, their teachings associated with idols. This is why God in Leviticus 18, God told us, don't follow after the ways and the customs and the traditions and the practices and the celebrations and the ceremonies and the mannerism and the deeds and actions of the nations. That's why God said, don't do that. Because when we follow their beliefs, when we follow their customs, their traditions, their ceremonies, their celebrations, you are following after their gods. So keep celebrating things that our forefathers didn't celebrate. I said, keep celebrating things that our forefathers didn't celebrate. My father said, he said, yo, my father said, man, I don't want to do nothing like these people. That's what my father said. He said, I don't want to do nothing like these people. He said, you know why I don't want to do nothing like these people? Because I'm not the same. And until you are able to look in the mirror and tell yourself that I am not them, you will remain them. You will remain just like them. You're going to think like them. You're going to agree with them. You're going to view things the same way they view it.
Roll on.
The definition to go after it also means to resemble, to be like, or similar, to be the same. Okay? Watch your attraction. Watch what attracts you. Okay? Watch your enjoyments. Watch what you take pleasure in. Huh? To be similar or to be like them means to have common characteristics. Your characteristics is your mental and ethical traits. Ethical traits are personal characteristics and behavior that aligns, that compares with a set of moral principles and values. The moral principles and values guides an individual to make decisions. I said, you make your decisions according to your moral principles, according to what you value, What are the moral principles? These moral principles are principles that God set in that book. The values are the values, that things that God values. You got to value. Like the Shabbat day. You got to value that. You got to value these things. Like honoring your parents. You got to value these things. Because respect also means to consider how they feel. Consider how your parents feel. If your parents feel a way about it, then refrain from it. Right. Refrain from it. Consider how God feels. And we know how God feels concerning certain situations if you read the book. God said, thou shalt not steal. He feels a type of way if you go and steal. Don't steal. He feels a certain type of way if you rob. Don't rob nobody. Don't deceive. Don't lie. Wear your fringes on 4 corners, like God said, and stop putting on fringes with no corners. Stop putting on fringes with no corners because you don't want to split your shirt, because you don't want to cut your bottom of your dress. We sick, man. How are we going to get to God not doing the law directly according to how it's written? We can't gain the attention of God this way. Because we want to do the law our way. I said we want to do the law our way and how we see it. In the Hebrew, it states that you should put Petil Tekelet. You know what Petil Tekelet means? Petil Tekelet is a thread of blue. A thread. A singular thread. A singular thread. So why we continue to wear blue fringes? And your job is, when you see a Hebrew wearing blue fringes, it's your job to instruct them.
Tell me about it.
That's when you become on guard for the laws and the commandments of God.
There you go.
I seen a sister with fringes on. But you know where the fringes was? On her sleeve. On her sleeve. Fringes right here on her sleeve.
On the sleeve.
And nobody told the sister nothing. I mean, you don't have to embarrass her. Pull her to the side. Hey, sister, let me ask you, I want to tell you something. I just want to instruct you and show you the way. Take her to the book. Huh? I seen the brother put fringes on his underwears. On his underwears. One brother put fringes on the hem of his pants. My people perish for lack of knowledge. I said, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Right.
I said, for lack of knowledge, my people perish. One brother put it on his blanket. But according to the book, it was talking about garments, not a blanket. Not a blanket. Let's read, brother.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Israelites have a problem with this law here. In Numbers 32, chapter 32 or chapter 31, when the nation of Israel was rolling, and we was moving on these nations, God commanded the nation of Israel to destroy all of their pictures. So why would God tell the nation of Israel to destroy their pictures and you can have it? How? This is why we got to read. This is why we got to read. We got to read this book, man. let's go into graven images. Let's see what is a graven image. Okay? The Hebrew word for graven image is a fesel. It means an idol, and it also means an image. Now, what is a graven image? A graven image also refers to the concept of a cult image, which is paganism. A human-made object, often a statue or a figurine, that is venerated or worshipped and subjected to rituals. So basically, graven images and statues and figurines originated from rituals, pagan rituals. That's where it started at. Okay, that's what they did. They had ceremonies and pagan rituals, and God commanded us not to do like unto the other nations. The other nations did that. The nations round about did these things, and God gave us laws restricting us not to follow after these pagan nations. Okay? It's an image or a likeness of any living thing that God has created that has been carved or sculpted. So what is an idol? A false god. Likeness of something. A form or appearance visible without substance, without lights, without life. So now, go ahead, read that verse over.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything.
Or any likeness of anything. Wait a minute. The Hebrew word for likeness is temuna. You know what temuna means? Temuna means pictures. And people, because of their immoderate attachment, because they are so attached, they're not able to let it go for the purpose of serving God. And they come up with an excuse why they don't have to let it go. Because they tell themselves and they tell people that God ain't talking about that. God is talking about an object of worship. But like I said, we don't have Moses here to explain this. There is no one here with the inspiration of Moses and Joshua and them 70 elders that can, no one here with the inspiration of those men to explain this. So this is why God deals with us according to our choices, according to our actions and the things that we do in life, because every action is a what? It's a what? Equal and opposite reaction. So God deals, whatever we put out, God gonna deal with us according to whatever we put out, because it comes back. Because it comes back. Because we're serving a just God. The God we serve is just. And he deals with us according to our actions. He deals with us according to our thoughts. Because these thoughts that we have, the mentality and how we think, is forward and contrary from God. It's opposite. The way we think separates us from God. I said the way we think, we separate ourselves from God, because according to the way we think, it all comes out in our actions. I said it all comes out in our actions. Tom Sheehan.
Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
Heaven above.
Or that is in the earth beneath.
Earth beneath.
Or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself.
Thou shalt not bow down. Wait a minute. At the end of verse 4, do you have a period?
Yes. No. The semicolon.
Right.
But that means that's one part.
That's done.
That's one part.
That's one part.
Right.
Now we're into something different.
Another part.
The book is not saying that you can have it, just don't bow down unto it. That's not what that means. You say you can have it? No, you can bow down to it. Now, what does it mean to bow down? The Hebrew word for bow down is tish takaweh. Tish takaweh means to prostrate or to worship. To worship is an extreme form of love for God. It's a type of unquestioning devotion to God that you don't question what you read. A lot of us read the book and we question the things that we read. This is why God can't deal with us. Because we have a lot of questions about what God has commanded us to do. And we criticize the things that we read.
Yeah, a lot.
We criticize the things that we read in this law, in this book. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them.
Nor serve them. To serve means to comply to their commands and the demands of. Okay, go ahead.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God. I said, God is jealous. Huh? I said, God is, he said, I'm jealous. So don't give my praise to no other God. Don't put nobody before me. Don't put your children before me. Don't put your children before me. Family before me. Don't put nobody, don't put nothing, because you're going to make me jealous. I said, you're going to make me jealous. And you don't want God to get jealous, because once we make God jealous, then his kindle begins to stir. His wrath begins to kindle, begin to stir up. Let's read.
Visiting the iniquity.
Oh, wait a minute. Visiting the iniquity of who?
Of the fathers.
Wait a minute.
Big time.
So the Hebrew word for visit is what? Paquad. God said, I will visit. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon who?
Upon the children.
Upon the children. Unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So when we go against the laws of God, it denotes hatred.
That means you hate God.
You hear that? I said, when we go against the laws of God, it denotes hatred.
Correct.
So when we go against the commandment of God, God said, I will visit. The Hebrew word for visit is paquad. He said, visiting the iniquity. I will remember, I will command the sins of the father. See, iniquity moves off of God command.
Yeah.
I said, sin, iniquity moves off the commandment of God.
Yeah.
And God has commanded the father's sin to visit the sons, to visit the children. So if you love your children, do right by God. Live right by God. So that God don't have to visit the father's sins upon his sons. Because when it says children, in the Hebrew it says banim. It means sons. So God, if I don't live right, the Creator will visit my iniquities upon my son. I don't want that. I don't want God to visit my things, what I do, upon my children. Because we are the reason why our children deflect.
Yeah.
I said we, the parents, is the reason why the children deflects. Because of the lifestyle of what the parents have took, or the things that they have done in their past that's rotting their children.
Right. That's how it goes.
This is why we ain't never had, let me not speak like this. Time sheet.
Verse 6, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
And showing mercy. And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So you show your love for God by keeping his commandments.
Yeah.
That means you love God.
That means you love God. So if you love God, watch your ways and your behavior. If you love God, watch your thoughts and your actions. If you love God, be circumspect with yourself. But before you can be circumspect with yourself, you have to be truthful with yourself. You got to be truthful with yourself. You know you're not right. I said, we know we are not right. And that is the mentality of a contrite heart. Steadily making amends with God. If you are steadily, constantly trying to make amends with God, you're searching yourself for faults.
Right.
You're searching yourself for faults so that you can correct it and can become better with God. This is constant correction with yourself. This correction don't stop. We must die making corrections with ourselves.
Right.
Corrections never stop. This is constant amends. Constant making amends with yourself so that we can be chosen by God. The elect, the chosen ones. The mercy of God is when he chooses not to punish an individual for their sins or wrongdoings, despite being deserving of it. Mercy invokes feelings of forgiveness. A merciful person is quick to forgive. I said a merciful person is quick to forgive. Easy for me to forgive. This person don't hold on to things. 20 years. You holding on to something that happened 20 years, 10 years, 6 months, 3 months. You don't have much mercy, which means you need work on yourself. Huh? There's nothing wrong with forgiving. You know what happens when you forgive? It benefits you. I said it only benefits the person that forgives. Okay? Forgiveness leads to releasing of negative feelings towards the person choosing to move forward. That's why after you say what you said, I'm able to let go and still come around you and say shalom. That's why I'm able to come back around you and still show and say shalom, which means peace. You know why? Because that is what strengthens you towards righteousness. That's what strengthens you towards righteousness. Huh? We cannot continue to hold on and think we're going to excel in righteousness.
Too much weight.
Can't. Let's read. We're at
Verse
6.
7.
No, hold up. Go back to verse 6.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
And
Verse
show
7.
them, all right, love. Love is action. Don't tell me you love me. Because people say, oh, I love you, but then you go against. Love is shown, not told. I said love is shown and not told.
Action.
Which means you have a job now. We all have a job to search and read this book to find out what God accepts. And if you have found the things that God accepts, you have to train yourself to accept it because of the purpose of loving God. You hear that? Now you can say you love God. But if you hate God, and what denotes hatred is when you see the things that God loves and you despise it. When you see the things that God accepts and you don't accept it, that denotes hatred. It shows hatred. Okay? Time sheet.
Verse 7. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. The Hebrew word for vain is shawa, right? It means nothingness. It also means to hold no value, right? Worthless. Habitual or customary usage. You hear the definition of vain? Wait a minute, man. Do we hear the definition of vain? It means habitual or customary usage, which means you constantly use this name or you mention God's name constantly. Regular usage. God's name is holy, man, and it should not be used. God's name is holy. Anything that is holy is used sparingly. I said anything that is holy is used sparingly. It's not used that much. It's only used for a specific purpose. Huh? Emergency sake.
For emergency purposes. Right.
Let's read.
For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Guilty.
The Hebrew word for guiltless is naqwa. It means not pure, not innocent, or to be without guilt. So when you take God's name in vain, you will not be pure. When you take God's name in vain, you will not be innocent. You will be guilty. Time sheet.
Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou
remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. He said, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it, thou shalt not do any work. So now, people say, it says Shabbat day. Shabbat day, brother. It's not talking about this is not the day. This is night.
So right now ain't the Shabbat.
But nobody was able to explain why Nehemiah shut the gates at evening. When the Hebrew said darkness, when darkness in the Hebrew, it means when the shadow is cast. He shut the gates.
It's a shadow, that long shadow. Yeah.
So now we're teaching people now that right now it's not the Shabbat. Because God says Shabbat day.
So what's tonight? Geniuses.
But in the book, it says from evening to the morning is one day.
1 day. So it starts in the evening. The book said. Take time.
Let's read.
Take time. But the seventh day is the Shabbat of the Lord thy God.
The seventh day is a Shabbat to the Lord thy God.
In
it,
thou shalt not do any work.
Thou shalt not do any work.
Thou,
thou,
nor thy son,
nor
nor thy daughter,
daughter,
manservant,
thy manservant, your
nor
maidservant,
thy cattle,
nor thy cattle,
nor thy stranger that is within
nor
thy
the
gates.
stranger that is within thy gates. So your house is set up according to the rules and the curriculum of God. It's set up according to God's rules. is set up according to the laws of God. So no one can come to my house and do as they please.
No.
Because God comes first.
Mhm.
You gotta follow the rules.
You got to follow the
That's
rules.
right.
Our rules are established.
You got to follow the standards. You got to follow the curriculum.
There's rules here.
Even the animals rested.
That's correct.
Mhm.
That's correct. They didn't put them out.
Even the animals rested.
No plowing today.
No plowing.
No hunting.
The horses didn't run
No
nowhere.
traveling.
Hmm?
It's quiet.
It's quiet.
It's still quiet.
Tom Sheep.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth,
He said he created the heaven and the earth in 6 days.
the sea,
The sea
and all that in
and
the
all
midst,
that in the midst.
and rested the 7th day.
And rested the 7th day. The Hebrew word for rest is yanak. It means to leave alone. Left it alone. Read.
Wherefore the Lord blessed the Shabbat day and hallowed
And
it.
separated it. Tom Sheep.
Verse 12.
Verse
Honor
12.
thy father and thy mother.
Honor thy father and thy mother. Israelites don't honor their parents.
No heathens honor more than Israelites.
Nobody honors their parents. Today, the Hebrew word for honor is kabed. Kabed means to honor and glorify.
Talk good about it.
Honoring your parents is showing them respect. And when you show your parents respect, you consider their feelings. You consider how they feel. And if they don't feel a certain way about this situation, then leave it alone.
That's right. So you don't feel that.
So they don't continue to feel that way because you don't want them to feel this way. So therefore I refrain. That takes self-control.
They said, control. That's good.
That takes self-control. That means you cannot get too emotional. You can allow your emotions to take over. That also means you can't be proud. Pride is what keeps me matching with my parents, going back and forth. Back and forth with that's the height of pride. When you can't blow the steam out and muffle down.
Yeah, stay in your place.
And muffle down. I remember back in the
You can
days
test that
when we wouldn't dare argue in front of our parents.
with each other.
I said, I remember back in the days when we wouldn't dare argue with our parents, and that's honor. That's what respect is. And we got to get back to that.
That's right. They said we put
I said, we got to get back to that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Because we guilty, man.
Yep.
And when we do these things,
Show them honor.
it shows no honor.
Show them honor.
We used to do things in front of our mother that we won't do in front of our father.
Lord,
Why? Because we had more honor, and then later on, after years passed, that died out.
oh, good.
You got to get back to that. Nope. You got to get back to that. That's what honor is, man. Why? Because the honor, you only going to honor what you fear. We was afraid, and we feared our father because we know what he would have did to us. So why I got to do something to you for you to be afraid? Why I got to do something to you for you to act a certain way? Honoring your parents is showing them respect, obedience, being appreciative, and recognizing their authority and providing when needed, treating them with consideration and high regard, living up to or fulfilling the conditions of.
There are conditions. There are conditions.
There are conditions.
That has to be fulfilled. Yeah.
Huh? Fulfilling the terms of
is
your
terms.
parents.
There are
There are conditions and terms that your parents have set.
That's their requirements.
That's their requirements.
Roll on.
That's their requirements. We gotta respect that, man. We gotta respect that. Because we don't honor our parents today. We don't respect our parents today, man. Tom Sheep.
Honor thy father and thy mother,
Uh-huh.
that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not murder.
Thou shalt not murder. Lo tirzak. Murder is when you take a life unjustifiably. It's not justified by the laws of God. You can't just go around taking people's lives and killing people and taking people's lives, and when it's not justified according to the laws of God. Has to be. When you take a life and it's not justified according to the laws of God, then you have murdered. And God said that cry, the person that got murdered, the cry, his blood is going to cry out to God. And it will continue to cry out to God until the person that murdered that other person gets killed. Until his blood be shed. Tom Sheep.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. In the Hebrew, lotin ah. It means adultery. And it means to fornicate. Fornicate means what? What does fornicate means? Because we jump down the woman's throat, but we need to jump down our own throats.
That's right.
All right? We can't be having we can't be promiscuous and sleeping around with all these women, and you ain't married. Because when a man had cohabitation with a woman, he married that woman. She was either his wife or his concubine. Okay? Now, what is adultery? Adultery comes from the word adulterate. Adulterate means to corrupt. It means to make impure by the addition of foreign or inferior substance. Okay? Now, adultery for a man is when he has cohabitations with a married woman. The woman has to be married for that to be adultery.
Right.
What that is fornication. Okay? And for a woman to commit adultery, she have cohabitation with a man that's not her husband. Okay? Now, anytime you change a man, when a woman jumps from man to man, it changes, the chemistry of her body changes. So anytime something foreign enters her body, it alters your body chemistry. It can't go back to what it was before. You change the whole synapse, you change the whole format, right? That's why God said, once you divorce her and she gets remarried, she's profane for you. Okay? Women retain or absorb DNA from every man she slept with. Woman releases a hormone that causes them to pair bond. Now men also has that hormone also. Okay? So when you have casual sex, it leads to a decrease in this neurochemical production and interferes with the woman pair bonding.
Neuro.
With the brain. It's a chemical in the brain that causes her to pair bond with this man. So when you have casual sex with different men, it leads to a decrease in this neurochemical production and interferes with the woman pair bonding with a man because of repeated sexual encounters with multiple partners neutralizes the brain. Right. So when a female chooses to engage in casual sex, breaking bond after bond with each new sexual partner, the brain forms a new synaptic map of one-night stands. When the individual later desires a permanent partner, the brain mapping will have to be overcome, making a permanent bond more difficult. That's right. Becomes a struggle. Scientists found DNA in the brain of a woman during autopsy. Right? Each man she encounters during sex, that man's DNA can be found in that woman, which will make it hard for that woman to be one with that man. That's why she becomes more stubborn and difficult to handle. Okay. Go ahead, Tom Sheet.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not steal. Lo tigno. Steal, rob, and deceive. Okay, that's what it means. This is why it's very important to learn the language. When you go through the law in the Hebrew, it takes you to a further meaning. It takes you deeper. Tom Sheet.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Thou shalt not bear false witness. You shall not answer or respond or testify as a false witness. Right. If you don't know what happened, you don't need to say nothing. Keep your mouth shut. You should not be making statements about a situation that you don't know what happened or what took place. You wasn't there. Tom Sheet.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Covet comes from a feeling of not being satisfied. The reason why we covet is because we're not satisfied with what we have. So therefore, because of that, we covet.
I want someone else's.
Right. I want what doesn't belong to me. Okay, Tom Sheet.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant.
Thou shalt not covet thou who? Your neighbor's wife.
Nor his manservant.
Nor his manservant.
Nor his maidservant.
Nor his maidservant.
Nor his ox.
Nor his ox.
Nor his ass.
Nor his ass.
Nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Anything that is thy neighbor's. And with that, I hope everybody has gotten what was bought.
Definitely.
And I'm gonna say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Do we have any questions? Any questions that needs to be asked? Any questions? Before I come down, any questions? Any questions? Hope everybody enjoyed the teachings. These are laws and commandments and statutes that, in order to gain God's attention, in order to be chosen by God, in order for God to accept us, there's a certain way that we have to be. We have to be in this manner or in this certain way so that God can accept us. If we are not the way that God wants us to be, then God can't accept us. God can't accept us.
I'm not going to be able to crash the party.
All right? Any questions? Any questions? So if we don't have any questions, I'm going to come down and I'd like to say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We will be having Shabbat teachings tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning at 10:30. Tomorrow morning at 10:30. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.